Hey, good evening. I should actually say good night on this snowy night. Tonight we have Shemell Gibson. And Shemell, I'd like to call you by your middle name, but since we've known each other for all these years, I don't think you ever shared that with me. So it's not Bartholomew and it's not Ludwig. So what is the middle name?
You silly.
Ludwig is crazy.
No, it's nothing crazy like that. It's just something simple. It's Dion.
Okay, okay. All right, Neon Dion, I'm with you. I'm with you. You know, you went to Boulder, Colorado, and you're changing things around. I
Ah.
appreciate that. So let me ask you this. We're both in our 40s, and especially in relationship to your career, your path and corrections. What's that been like? You know what, before you even go there, let's take a step back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about how we actually first met, which was at Weaver High School sophomore year back in, I believe, 1997. Talk,
97.
yeah, talk to me about what was that like for you and what made you even start playing football back in them days.
Okay. Just a quick backstory. I started playing football in seventh grade. So that was the thing to do. Like any sports growing up, that's how people knew you.
Mhm.
It's not too many people that know you if you didn't play a sport. They either knew you by uh, the position you played, your I don't know nickname, your jersey number, whatever. So
Right.
it was a thing to do. So that's what I wanted to do. It's kind of a good thing because it was like everybody's doing it. I want to do it. They look cool. I want to look cool. Growing up, that's what you wanted to do. But I get to high school and freshman year before you got there, we was pretty good. Our freshman football team was pretty good. We went undefeated. And then sophomore year, you show up and you reap the benefits of that because we was rolling.
Yes. Yes.
We was
Yes.
rolling, boy.
Yeah.
But
No.
it started off as a hobby, I guess you can
Mhm.
say that,
Right.
because I just wanted to do that. I wanted to be included.
Mhm.
But then it turned into a love because I found out like football is a real brotherhood. Like people that don't play, no matter when you've played or whatever, if you've been on the team long enough, it became a brotherhood.
True. And with that, Mel, from your freshman year when you played, how many guys you remember actually moved on to, their sophomore year from that freshman team? Because I remember hearing about these like legendary freshman football players.
Yeah.
And then when I got there sophomore year, I didn't see too many of them. Do you remember how many guys were still around?
I, I would say instead of saying how many guys was still around, how many guys left. I would
Right,
say just a handful of people left
right.
because you got to think about at that age, 15, 16, 17, maybe people start feeling themselves and they're like, man, I'm not doing this. Ain't no coach yelling at me. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So it's a few people. I would say probably four people didn't continue on,
Okay.
but
So
it wasn't that many.
So are you saying that the legendary Lee Hunt was too much for them to deal with? Is that what you're
Yeah,
telling me?
yeah, him. Who else? Hodge, Fleeting, Kennedy. Yeah,
Yeah,
they was too much.
yeah. Well, if you don't got a pair of chick jeans, if you don't got a pair of chick jeans, you're not in the club. All right,
Right.
that was a fleet members only club. If you didn't have a pair of chick
Yeah.
jeans, that's it.
Those
But
were the times,
those were
man.
the times, you know. And you were relentless, man. You never stopped with him and them chick jeans at all, man. They were
You can't let them, let that lie, let that slide.
let it slide. So talk to me about, you know, I remember I remember a moment where we were playing a rivalry game against Bloomfield, and I think it was either 1997 or it might have been 98. Um, where
What year specifically?
I believe it was 90. It might have been 97 when we played
Sophomore year
against sophomore year when you played against Andrew Pinot,
at Dillon
right,
Stadium.
at Dillon Stadium, and you hit him with everything that you may have had in your 185-pound body at that
It-
time.
at that time, yeah,
What was that like?
it was to keep it simple, but I'm gonna go into it. Uh, at the time, it was just a flash. I
Mm,
didn't know how dramatic it was, and then once I found out, it was just like, oh, okay, I'm that guy. Like I
right,
started getting, I started getting a little cocky, whatever.
right.
But I remember it like it was yesterday. It was just like a normal play,
Yeah.
but the linebackers they saw something and they basically called the audible.
Mm,
So normally, for people that don't know, I play defensive end.
mm,
Normally, I'm keeping outside containment,
mm,
but in this particular moment, they called an audible. Now I have to cut straight in
mm,
instead of worrying about outside containment.
right.
And it was a perfect call because soon as the ball was snapped, I just shoot straight in front of the tight end because I lined up outside the tight end. I cut right across his face just to go in the backfield.
Mm,
And it was perfect timing because soon as he got the ball, that's when I hit him. Would I have made it if he got the ball? Like would I've made that hit if he would have saw me coming? I don't know.
right,
We'll never know.
right.
But it was perfect timing. And not to toot my own horn, I got the hardest hit of the season
Oh
with
yeah,
that play right there.
I remember that. I remember that. They put a quick Busta Rhymes beat to that hit. I'll never forget the LGI. So
Oh
that
my
was awesome,
goodness.
man. That was awesome. And you know, it not to listen. Andrew Pinot was one of the best football players that came out of Connecticut. And, you know, salute to him. Um,
Definitely.
you know, listen, he's a former South Carolina Gamecock and a former NFL player, right? And he
Mhm.
played for some years, and we were rooting for him while he was in the league and while he was in
Definitely.
college also. You know, so
Definitely.
he definitely like made us all proud, and you know that in that same breath, right? You know, you talk about a guy like Andrew Dwight Freeney, right?
Yep.
Who played for the Indianapolis Colts and some other teams, and is now in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yep.
So, you know, when you think about the quality of football that was played in that time, in that era,
Definitely.
you know, it's nothing to scoff at,
Mm-mm.
you know. And it wasn't like Weaver High School didn't have the talent to do some of those things also.
Not at all. It was young coaching, and I'm definitely not going to say they didn't know what they was doing, but I think that the era they came in and having a successful team and having players like we had, they
Correct.
didn't know what to do.
Right.
You see
It
what I'm
was,
saying?
it,
It's no shot towards them. It's just if we would have been that way after they've been coaching for a few years,
right.
it would have been a whole different story.
Right. Right. Yeah, when you come to a football team and there's just so much talent there, right? I mean, at any point, what I do remember is in the running back position, you know,
Yeah,
we were 4 to 5 deep with running backs, and quite honestly, any one of them could have been a starter at a high school, at any high school in
definitely,
Connecticut. Period.
definitely.
You know, but luckily some of them, were like a grade below or two grades below, so they had to kind of wait their time or whatever. But
Yep.
definitely, even at that moment, any one of them could have been a starter on that team, you
Yeah.
know. So that was a luxury to have. So, all right, you know, high school, is coming to a close. By the way, was anybody in high school that was in like your top five favorites as far as staff at Weaver High School?
Uh, Obviously, all of my coaches, whether it was football or track, but then you had a few teachers that was no nonsense, no bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Made sure you didn't fall the wrong path or whatever. So
right,
you got a few like Mr. Hall,
right.
Money.
Yep.
You remember
Oh
Miss
yeah,
Monroe?
yeah, Miss Monroe.
Yeah, her. Crazy enough, there was a security guard, Chuck.
Chuck. Oh yeah,
Yeah, Chuck,
oh yeah.
definitely. And
And can't forget Armstrong.
oh, definitely,
Uh,
definitely. Mr. Brown, now known as Mr. Jihad.
yeah.
So they all paid attention to us playing football,
Hmm.
and they saw that you were a good person, so they just made sure you went the right path. Hey,
Right.
listen, you need to hurry up and go to class, or hey, you shouldn't be hanging around with this person, and things like that. So it was some good teachers around there.
Yeah, that helped you. So, all right, Gabe. So you're getting ready to graduate high school. When that time came around, what were you thinking about at that point?
So at that time, like right before graduation, my mindset was two things. I'm gonna either be an architect or I'm gonna go to the NFL. That's
Hmm.
all that was on my mind.
Hmm.
So with that being said, I'm like, okay, not too many places looking at me. I
Hmm.
had a few good ones, but I was naive to the whole process of everything. So I
Hmm.
didn't go to those big name schools.
Right.
Boston College was looking at me. Colorado, oddly enough, they was looking at me.
Hmm.
But at the time, obviously I don't know now because I'm not looking into it. I didn't they didn't have architectural programs.
Right.
So I didn't even apply to the schools because, like I said, being naive, I wasn't aware of, hey, just go to a school, you can transfer later.
Right.
Didn't know anything about that. So I never even applied to the schools. So fast forward, I ended up applying to University of New Haven.
Okay.
I went there. Mind you, I didn't go there right away.
Hmm.
I took a semester off and just worked.
Right.
So I went to University of New Haven for a semester. Crazy enough, the semester that I went, it wasn't even football season. I went the spring semester.
Okay.
So I went there. I got friends with, became friends with all of the football players and everything like that. I told them I was going to join the team and things like that. And that never happened
Hmm.
because University of New Haven is a private school. I
Hmm.
didn't know that either.
Right. Right.
And when I was going there, I was taking five classes.
Hmm.
I got two A's, two B's, one F.
Hmm.
For some reason, that F dropped me down enough and my financial aid got taken away.
Mm. Real,
I still
real
don't
story.
understand it to this day.
Hmm.
But by that happening, they told me I needed to pay a certain amount to start school in the fall. I don't have that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I just went back to work, and then the next chapter of my life starts.
Right. And what I remember is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is you decided to join the military, and
Definitely.
you served as a Marine, correct?
Once a Marine, always a Marine.
There you go. So, you know, what was that like?
That was that was probably one of one of the best moves I made in my life.
Hmm.
So it basically was not too far after leaving New Haven.
Hmm.
Um, I joined in, so I was at New Haven the springtime of '01.
Hmm.
Then the fall of '01, oddly enough, that's 9/11 era. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Yep.
I joined February of '02
Okay.
and did 8 years.
You did 8 years. So, not for nothing, just to give some context, right, to you joining the Marines.
Mhm.
Darrell Harrison, who goes by Cigar Rockstar, shout out to Cigar Rockstar, okay, was someone who we was a teammate, was obviously a classmate too, and we were friends with, and still are good friends with, and that's
Definitely.
our brother. But my
Yes, sir.
question to you is, did Darrell influence you in any way or say anything at some point that made you go, hmm, this might be for
so,
me or maybe not?
to double tap on both of those is maybe for me and maybe not.
Okay,
So uh he basically showed me there was another way to get out of Hartford.
okay,
Because my mindset was either you make it to the league or you don't. And if you
right,
don't, you stuck.
right,
He showed me that it was another way to get out of Hartford. And
okay,
that intrigued my mind.
gotcha.
Then what could have pushed me away is what he said when I asked him when he was joining. Because
Right,
he went straight out of high school, if you remember that.
correct. Matter of fact, I
So
think he left before graduation.
no,
He
he
left
left
like
right
in,
after. He left right after.
I thought he left in January or something to do something, and then no,
No,
okay, he left right after.
that's another thing. Like you have to do like some things with the recruiter or whatever. No, but as far as going to boot camp, he went to boot camp right after graduation,
Got
maybe a
it.
week or two, something like that. Um, but what he said when I asked, I think I asked him or you, I don't know, but he was asked like, why you want to join the Marine Corps? He
And
just
just
said,
just just for context, right? 9/11 did not happen at this point.
no, no, this
Right.
was months
All right.
before it.
All
Yeah,
right.
I don't even know why his mindset was there.
Right. Right. Right.
So, right, so he would have joined. This is what June, maybe June, July of 2000.
Yeah.
He says, I just want to kill people.
Yeah.
I said, what? And this is crazy because he was never like, he never showed us that. But
There were no
hey,
signs.
no signs.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
as long as he said, he wanted to join the military to do that and not saying he just wanted to kill people and just
Right.
still in Hartford, like,
Right.
I'm good with that.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, he is a personality that is cherished at this point, and we
Definitely.
appreciate everything that makes Darrell who he is. But
Mhm.
so you're in the military. Um, all right, talk to me about what that process kind of was, and then what function I guess they gave you at some point.
So not a lot of people know this. My mother talked to the recruiter, and her mindset was only child can't go to war.
Okay.
So she was just telling my recruiter, I just don't want my baby going to war. I don't want him doing nothing.
Right.
That's fine. So it's fine with me because whatever is whatever.
Right.
So when I joined in, he put a what you would call it, like a umbrella type job. And then once you put that there, you can get put into other things under that.
Right.
So he put me in for supply.
Okay.
There's numerous things under supply. So she was happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, boot camp, in all actuality, boot camp was fun only because I came from sports background.
Right.
You
Right.
got drill instructors yelling at you to do stuff, just like you got coaches yelling at you to do stuff.
Correct.
Like you need to go here, they yelling at you. I mean, obviously it's a different type of yelling because they're in your face
Right.
and then whatever. They're not just standing to the side yelling at you, but it's the same aspect. They yelling at you to hurry up and get stuff done.
Right.
And it was actually fun. Not only do you meet people from different states
Mm-hmm.
that I would have never went to, you just get a different a different thought process on how much your body can go through.
All right.
You never would think that you can run 3 miles after being up for a day and a half,
Mm.
or walk 10 miles after being up for 2 days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It pushes your body boot camp wise. It pushes
Right.
your body and your mindset to somewhere where you didn't think you can go. And once you do that, you have it's a pride feeling. You're like, wow, I didn't think I can do this and I did it.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I don't hear a lot of people talking about in boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
They just tell you what they did and everything like that, but it's a feeling like you don't think you can do something,
Mm-hmm.
and once they pushing you, yelling at you and things like that, and you get it done,
Right.
it's like it's an awesome feeling.
So you're telling me that Keeney Park Hill had nothing on boot camp.
Nothing at all.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. With Coach Timothy Sullivan yelling
Yep.
at you,
Yep.
I had nothing on boot camp at all.
Nothing at all.
Gotcha.
And the crazy thing is, I'm glad I went through that because if I never went through something like that, I wouldn't be able to do anything in boot camp. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if we was never pushed to be great in high school,
Right.
I wouldn't have any way of make. I would have had a hard time in boot camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember when we had stations in Hell Week?
Yeah. But I don't think that they can even do that anymore.
They probably can't. But Hell Weeks definitely prepared me, not knowing,
Mm-hmm.
for boot camp.
Yeah.
Because no lie, if a drill instructor tells you to get over there,
Right.
they're counting down for you to get over there. And drill instructors countdown is not like 5, 4, 3, like a normal
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is what they're gonna do, right? They'll tell you, hey, you got 10 seconds to get over there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're done. Like you got to get there. That's their countdown.
That's your count. Yeah.
It's not a normal countdown. So Hell Week, hurrying up to get a station done, it
Yeah.
helped me with boot camp.
Well, all I remember hearing in Hell Week was this.
Stupid.
And you better go down and back to the. Okay. That's
Yeah,
what I heard. Okay.
yeah.
But very helpful. kept me moving, kept me motivated. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
definitely.
You know. So hey, shout outs to the Weaver football coaching staff for all the
Definitely.
motivation that we needed
All of
to come home with 3 state championships. That is
you
awesome.
already know, baby. Three
Um,
championships in 4 years, man.
4 years. You know, with not much of it, with not much resources, but we got it done.
We got
Right?
it done. We balled out, baby.
So, all right. So, if you had to pick one of your least favorite memories while serving in the Marines, what would it be?
Wow. Honestly, least favorite. Ooh,
Did it have something
that's
to
a
do with a
very
pogue?
good. You stupid. Nah. No, I didn't have too many least favorites. It's crazy. I really didn't.
Mm,
I didn't have nothing really because I knew when bullshit happened, bullshit had to be taken care of.
hmm
Whether it's I don't know, clean this or do that. I knew some bullshit was gonna happen, so it's like that's a part of it. I don't
Part
know.
of it. Yeah. And at the end of the day, right, Shemell, bullets don't fly without supply, right?
You already know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't
We're
fly
gonna go
without
to that
supply.
go to that poll statement you made.
Yeah, yeah.
For that don't know, poll is basically people other than grunts. And if you're not a grunt, then they feel like you're not a Marine. But I feel like, hey, those grunts got to get something from supply. They need to
Right.
do it to do their fight. So I took pride in supply.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, eventually, what made you leave the Marines?
So it's year 8 in my career,
It's pretty good.
and my wife was pregnant with the third child,
hmm
and I had the decision to either reenlist or get out. Now, mind you, I got deployed when my oldest daughter was 3 months,
hmm
and then I got deployed again and missed my son being born. So she's pregnant, and I'm debating if I'm a reenlist or get out. I felt like if I would have reenlist, I would have got deployed again. So I was like, you know what? I'm not about to put her through that.
hmm
I'm gonna just get out and we're gonna figure it out together.
Yeah, yeah. And you did that, and then that led you to corrections.
Not straight up.
Okay.
It was hard right after getting out. It was real hard. I got a little help straight out of getting out. I started doing the census.
hmm
It, it was the time for the census because I got out in 2010.
Okay.
So I had that job for a few months and then was unemployed for a few months. Then I started getting little side jobs. I was a custodian for a little bit and working a job under the table. And then I got a security job.
hmm
I had that security job for about 2 years. And then that's when I got corrections.
Okay. Okay. And then what led you to corrections? You feel like it was just a natural progression,
It
or
was it was more stability.
okay.
It was more stability because to get straight to it, security wasn't paying enough,
hmm
and it was not. I put out numbers. I'm not ashamed of it. With having security, the security job that I had, we got paid every 2 weeks, right?
Right.
But the medical and the dental, all of that came out of your check.
Right.
So every 2 weeks, I was bringing home less than $400.
Yeah. That wasn't. Yeah.
And with 3 kids, a wife, that was not making it.
Right.
that we were struggling.
Yeah.
So when I saw the opportunity, I was like, you know what? I'll put in for corrections, see if I get it. It's stability, good insurance,
Hmm.
just to be able to make it.
Make it.
Because
Right.
and that's ultimately why I did it. It wasn't a love for wanting to be that or anything like that. It was just I need to support my fucking family.
Yeah. Period. Yeah. Let's talk. Yeah.
Mm.
So you're in corrections, and what's that like, right? Because you're a well-known person in Hartford, especially in the north end of Hartford, and now you're working in a correction facility that's not too far, or is that correction facility in Hartford?
Where, no, where I got put, and basically where they put you is where they need you.
Got it.
So you can put down, like when you apply for the job, you can put down some places where you want to go,
Hmm.
and they put you where they need you based on where you put.
Right.
I didn't put down Hartford because I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna know too many people there, and I don't want to deal with that. So where I put was 30 minutes away,
Okay.
and I still ended up running into people I know.
Yeah. Yeah. And what? And what? Good try. And what was that experience like?
It was a little eye opening. You know, people go to jail, but you don't know how it feels to see them there.
Hmm.
Um,
And you're talking
and
about people that possibly you went to school with also?
definitely people I went to school with, people I grew up with in the hood, family members,
Hmm.
things like that. And I told one dude that I knew from the hood, I said, yo, it's crazy that I see you in here because growing up, they always said by a certain age, you either going to be dead or in jail. They
Hmm.
just never said what side of jail you're going to be in.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
just ended up on the other side. I'm still in jail, but
Right.
I'm just on the other side.
Correct. Mm. Mm. So I gotta ask, good, bad, and different. What has the experience been like as far as being a correction officer at this point?
At this point, it's been good. Nothing bad about it.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it's obviously it's been bad days. That's like with anything, you know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
You get the weird people that you got to deal with in jail. Um,
Yeah.
the legit psychos,
Hmm.
legit tough guys, things like that. But it's been good. It's been
Yeah.
a awesome experience.
Yeah. And now, um, your retirement countdown is on at some point, and um, you're from what you said to me at one point is that you're no longer inside of the corrections anymore.
Yep, I put my transfer papers in, and I'm in the transportation unit.
Okay.
I've been
And
there for, ooh, I think 7 years now.
okay. Okay. And what's that pace like for the transportation unit as far as, do you find it to be more stressful, less stressful?
100% less stressful
Yeah.
because you're not dealing with the everyday, like you're in jail with these dudes. All you got to do is transport them from one facility to the next.
Yeah.
It's not like, so what I did was my first 4 years in corrections, I was in a facility.
Hmm.
And every day it felt like I was in jail
Yeah.
because there's no, like, once you're in there, it's not like you can be like, yo, I'm about to go get something to eat. I'll be right back.
Right.
You got to make sure you have whatever you're gonna eat. You got to make sure you have it.
Right.
On top of the fact that you don't know if you're gonna get held over for the next shift.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you get held over for the next shift, you there. So I started. on second shift. Second shift is from basically 4 to 11 something, whatever,
Yeah.
right? But if you get held over to the next shift, you basically there from 4 to basically 7 in the morning.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Then got to go home, get some sleep to be back by 4.
Correct.
So it felt like, for a few times, it felt like I was in jail.
Mm-hmm.
But now with the transportation unit, all I got to worry about is Monday through Friday, and that's it.
Yeah.
And if I'm transporting, one day I might transport 2 dudes. The next day I might transport 5 dudes. The next day I might transport, 13, and then go back down to, 6. It's never the same each day.
No. Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you working in a facility, it's the same routine every day. It gets redundant. And then you start to get
Burnout.
aggravated. You know what I'm saying? Because let's just say I went to work on Monday
Mm-hmm.
and had to deal with a weird, crazy inmate on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I got to come back Tuesday and probably deal with him again. And then Wednesday again.
Right.
And then he might calm down on Thursday, but then turn up on Friday.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
just like I had to get out of the facility. I had
Yeah.
to help my mental health.
Right. No. 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 I can definitely see it, man. And glad that so far you're healthy. You got all your vital organs still with you. You
Yeah.
know,
Nope.
and
Nobody tried to get me inside.
you know, but to a important topic that I know you have a lot of interest in is what's going to happen tomorrow
Oh, here you go.
with
Here
the
you
big game.
go. Here you go. Hopefully we get this
Shots
win.
fired! Shots fired!
Okay, all right.
Oh, brother, I need you to pause the.
Yeah, yeah. You all right now?
I'm good, baby.
All right, all right. I thought it was one of them MREs that got to you from back in the day. You know,
No, no, no. I
traveled
stay
up.
with you.
You
I
almost look
definitely.
like me. You almost look like me in the basement at Palm Street.
You stupid. Oh man, why you bring Palm Street back up? Palm Street is hot, baby.
I ain't messing with you.
Man,
But yeah, man. So what's happening tomorrow? How's this game going to play out?
if they don't shut Saquon down, they're gonna lose.
For everybody who's listening or watching, we're obviously talking about the Super Bowl 2025, the big game. And I mean, both teams have a good defense. So I mean, you got a guy who named Pacheco, right? Who is one of your running backs too.
Yep.
I mean, he is Saquon like or almost cut the same way in some ways.
Okay.
I ain't saying he's Saquon, but he's cut the same way.
He
You know,
elusive. He's very elusive.
So I don't know. So your thing is going to be high scoring game or no?
No, no, I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game. Only because I think somebody is gonna get to the point where they're controlling the clock and they're gonna eat up the clock
Right,
because they already know if they don't eat up the clock, then the other team is gonna take advantage of it.
right, right. So you watching the game at home tomorrow?
Definitely.
Okay,
I'm
I
watching
hear you.
this solo. I don't want nobody around me because I am
That's
a
right.
Christian.
I forget that that's normally your ritual
I'm
because
a
you guys have
crazy
got 3 years running now, right?
3 years running what?
3 years. You got three championships now, right?
We rolling.
You've got three championships. Hold on. Why? Hey, man, you're giving me that
This is
crazy.
this is this is year 3 in a row. We're trying to be the first ones to get a three-peat.
I mean, yeah, man, you gave me that. You gave me that look right there. You
Yeah.
know, but yeah. Listen, one thing I heard from you recently was you believe that the NFL is going to do what they can to make sure that the Chiefs don't win tomorrow.
That's how I feel. Deep in my heart, I feel like only because I'm a Patriots hater, I feel like they don't want us to overshadow the Patriots and Tom Brady.
Okay.
Because I feel like there can be a shadow over anybody now.
Mm-hmm.
The first team to three-peat the Super Bowl
Mm-hmm.
versus, yeah, Tom Brady has what, 6, 7?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel like they don't want Mahomes to overshadow Tom Brady,
Okay.
the
I can see
golden
that.
child.
I can see that. I can see that. Tom was a golden boy, right?
Definitely.
I can see that. I definitely could see that. You know.
Because look how long it's been, and there's hasn't been any undefeated team since what, 72, the Dolphins?
Yeah.
And look what happened. It was on the line to happen, and the Patriots losing the Super Bowl to the Giants.
Yeah.
So I think you're stupid. I think
Okay.
when there's something big like that, it won't happen. I'm just
That-
happy we made it to the Super Bowl.
so you think there's a lot of conspiracy with that?
Yeah, borderline.
Borderline. Well, listen. It does say sports entertainment.
True indeed. True
Okay.
indeed.
So take what you will from that. But
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
but just to end off our convo tonight. One, I just want to say, Giants, if any of you guys end up listening to this, you got to do better, man. You guys got to do better with the draft picks. I mean, listen, my theory is that you guys saw Daniel Jones in a helmet and figured he looks like Eli Manning and you're going to strike gold again. And it
Yeah.
didn't happen. And you paid the wrong guy. Okay. And I'm sorry. And you know what? In his first year, especially when he started showing some elusive runs, he looked pretty quick, pretty agile. I was like, wow, okay, that's pretty good. But then when I started seeing him getting tackled by the turf and nobody tackled, I'm
Oh
like,
my goodness,
something is wrong here,
yeah.
right? And Saquon
Oh
the first year
man.
didn't did pretty well, did okay enough. So the pressure was kind of off him, but there's a whole rebuild that has to happen there. It is what
Yeah.
it is, all right?
Yeah.
So with positive vibes, let's hope that things turn around. But
Hopefully.
Mel, what's your score prediction for tomorrow?
Very good question. Um, I'm gonna say it's gonna be hmm,
Take your time.
probably 28, 28-21, or for some reason like 20 something 19, something like that. It's gonna be a low scoring game, and I think the system wants Philly to win this.
Got it. Now, the problem with Philadelphia, so let's just talk about some key issues with Philadelphia winning this game.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about the Eagles winning a championship. We're talking about what's going to happen to the city of Philadelphia. It may no longer exist because they don't know how to behave themselves.
True indeed. They some very aggressive fans.
Right, right. I believe a young man by the name of Trevor Ford is a no wait, is he a Philly? Yeah, he's a Philly fan, I
Yeah,
believe.
he's a Philly fan.
Yeah, and I think I remember seeing a clip of Trevor pouring water or champagne. I don't know what he was pouring on himself when they won the Super Bowl the last time. Um,
Mm,
that was interesting. And shout out to Trevor. Hope you're doing
definitely.
well, man. Um, but yeah, that kind of wraps it up for us, man. And I want to just, thank you for coming on. And I want to wish you all the best in your career in corrections. And it's been an awesome relationship that we have had between you, myself, and Joe, Darrell, and unfortunately, recently, the passing of Timothy Rush.
Definitely.
Um, any words that you have to say about the passing of Tim?
I miss him. I love him. Nah, crazy thing is, I wish I could talk shit to him about this game.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's surreal,
Yeah.
a little bit, just realizing that Tim is not physically here with us anymore.
Right. Right.
It's really surreal sometimes, and if his kids or anybody ever see this um, podcast, I hope they're doing well. I hope they know they can always reach out and say hello to us. Um,
Definitely.
and because I think, um, he has some family members that went to school with us also,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, I just want to let you guys know that. And a lot of people were deeply, obviously, impacted apart from his family directly about the passing. So, just want
Definitely.
them to know that. But yeah, hey, Gabe, thanks for coming on, and I
No
appreciate you.
problem, bro.
All
No
right,
problem, bro. Whenever you want to sit down and talk on here, whenever, I'm here.
cool, bro. All right, man. STU.
Always. For life.